Hi guys, welcome back to the I Love You So Much podcast. I'm your host, Kenzie Elizabeth, and after seeing my episode last week with Kelsey Kreppel, I actually will be sitting on my hands for the remainder of this episode because I am either touching my hair at all times or I am talking to my hands. And it is out of control. There will be no more of that. I say that and there's actually no way around that. This podcast used to not be a video podcast, so maybe I didn't notice it. Maybe I just was in a mood. I don't know, but it's out of control. So if you guys watched the video, I just wanted to issue an apology. And we are recording a solo episode in my cozy fall girl era. I had no idea. Okay, here's the thing. Our hands are already up, by the way. If you're watching video, I'm sorry, but I can't do it. I love fall with my entire being. I think I was put on this earth to only live realistically, actually, not even just fall, from the months of September to about March. I don't like the heat. I'm not a huge summer girl. I love the lake. I love the boats, but heat makes me so miserable. The way that people talk about seasonal depression in the winter is that I feel in the summer, and it is horrible. So I'm really glad that we're out of this, but I had no idea how many of you guys enjoyed my fall content. I've been seeing the comments, I've been seeing the DMs, and I'm actually very honored, and I'm loving this for all of us. So I am answering all the requests of more solo episodes, and then also one on my cozy fall girl era, because it really is an era, I will say, and it's one that I would live in year round for many, many reasons. I have my iPad here with me. I'm sharing with you guys my bucket list for the fall, how I cultivate a fall vibe at home, very Martha Stewart of me, if you will, and then also my clothing faves, recipes, books, home, all of that stuff. A little background about me is that Cameron Diaz in the holiday is my ultimate life inspiration. If I could be sitting there, the TikTok trend where it's making fun of middle-aged white women and they're cuddled up in their sweater and bundled up, that's actually me all the time. I'm always if I'm at home, actually even out and about, wherever I am, I'm always in a really cute lounge set that is somehow accompanied by a bigger sweater. I love a long cardigan. Those never went out for me. I have one in every single color. Actually, I have multiple that are cream. And I just love it. I'm such a robe girl. I love fall. There's so much to look forward to at this time of year because you have the holiday season coming up as well, right? List of things that you have to look forward to this year. Football season, chili season, and if you can't cook, chili is really easy to make. Sweater season, pumpkin cold brew season, and I will say on my morning walk today, they were out of pumpkin. I won't hold Starbucks to that. Oh, also, another thing, the bars are so, and listen, this is probably just for my Texas girls and some states that can relate, but the bars are so much more fun between the months of really October to April. There's something in the energy in Texas where the bars are more fun. I don't know if it's sports and everyone's out. No, I actually think it's a combination of sports, the fact that it's not so hot that you're miserable when you're out, and then also everyone's actually home and in town, whereas in the summer, everyone's traveling, you don't see your friends all the time. There is a different energy, at Skellig, if you're in Dallas, than you can't get me to go out in the summer anymore. I've actually stopped going out recently. It's very new and it's only been about 2 weeks. So if you see me out at the bars this weekend, don't hold me to it. But I will say it's it's just different. It's a different vibe. It makes you very happy. It's so much more fun. And you're also bundled up, and something about not trying as hard on your outfit when you go out leaves for a better night because you're less expectant. You think about New Year's Eve or 4th of July when you have so much expectance and significance placed on those nights, and they always end up sucking. I feel when you're going out in the fall and you're just not really thinking much of it, it ends up being the best nights. Oh my God, I actually made a list. I forgot of things that we have to look forward to. Best fashion, cozy vibe, happy energy. The leaves are changing. It's beautiful. Leaves are changing in Nashville right now. I was driving around and I was this is actually why I need to partially live in Nashville for many reasons, but mainly the leaves are changing. Pumpkin coffee. Specifically this year, we have a new Colleen Hoover book and Taylor Swift album all in the same week. That is very exciting, okay? And actually, might I add, that exact week, we have a drop from the Okine that's scarves and beanies. The Okine is my clothing brand, by the way. That's actually the best thing we've ever done. So you guys have a lot to look forward to that week. Cozy, crisp fall mornings. Robes hit different. Christmas is approaching. Thanksgiving is approaching. The best candles. Oh, we're having a Dallas live show. If you guys haven't gotten your tickets, November 11th at doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8 p.m. Margaret Ostrey is my guest. It's going to be like the best night ever. You need to get your tickets as soon as possible. It's at the factory. Another really exciting thing to look forward to this fall. Oh, I'm doing a New York pop-up as well. This is not supposed to be self-promotional. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm just giving you guys a list of things that you can look forward to. In New York on October 15th through the 16th, we are doing a New York City pop-up for the Okine. So if you're in the city, stop by. It'll be at a boat. Details will be on Instagram. Again, the bars are so much better in the fall. Apple cider, okay? Beer tastes better in the fall. I can't explain it, but it does. And then cooking in the fall is so much better. As we know, I think that I am Martha Stewart. It's where the whole like breadwinning housewife thing came about. And cooking is just better because soups are a lot easier to make and they just taste better. Like there's something about making a soup from home that makes you feel like you are quite literally a chef. And I'm also starting a garden because I've gotten so into this whole like farm to table thing. Like I literally think I'm Martha Stewart. I live in the city in a townhouse. Like I don't know who I'm joking or who I'm kidding. But yeah, I've like taken it to a new level. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a fall bucket list in case you just need some things, because some of you guys are fall haters. Some of you guys are really winter, or no, you're really summer girls. And I guess that's like okay. We can still be friends, but I am gonna give you guys some things that you can do to lift your spirits. I can't relate, by the way, to people who are messaging me and saying like, how do I deal with like the winter and fall blues and stuff. I don't have that. I have it in the summer. And I deal with it by being miserable and complaining. So like, I don't really know. I try to like travel to places that I don't hate the weather as much, even though I absolutely love, no, actually, no. I love Texas. I really do. I just like can't, like guys, if I'm not in Nantucket all next August, get this actually. Okay guys, we can talk about this. I went to Nantucket recently, as you guys know. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. We spent a pretty penny. It's an expensive place. It's actually the most expensive vacation county in the U.S. So naturally, it's my favorite place to go now, right? I was looking at houses to rent because I was thinking maybe I'll have like a little solo month in Nantucket. I'm young. Like I might as well book it now and just like really live out my Nantucket dreams, because when else am I going to be able to do this? I go on Zillow, or not on Zillow, I go on Airbnb. There are some houses that you can rent for $100,000 for a month. $100,000. I'm not making that up. The cheapest that I saw, I think, was like $9,000, and it was like a room in someone's house. So if you are lucky enough to have been born into a family that owns a house on Nantucket, you also need to start doing the lottery, because you might win that as well. It's crazy. And if you guys see me on Nantucket next August, like look the other way and don't ask me how much I spent, because I was like actually really disturbed. It is so expensive. And we stayed, it was expensive, I will say. And we did get a lot of DMs about how do you do Nantucket on a budget? And at the end of the day, I just don't think that you can unless you have some sort of hookup with where you're staying. And again, what do I know is there's like less than a week. But like I've done a lot of research. And if you actually know how to do Nantucket on a budget, or like how I don't have to spend $20,000 to have a house for one single month, which is insane, let me know. But anyways, back to the fall. That was my little tangent. I'm going to give you guys my little bucket list of things to do in case you need inspo or you are a summer lover and you need to convert to my side, okay? Apple picking, a pumpkin patch. I love apple picking and I love the pumpkin patch. I also have a niece, so it makes the pumpkin patch even more fun. We're actually scheduling when I'm going to take her this year. I take her every year. Football games with beer, something about it is just so cozy. Like going to the bar to watch a game, even going to a game. You don't have to like football. Like you don't have to like sports at all, but going to sporting events is actually a very fun thing to do. I want to go on a hayride this year. I think that's another thing. I personally, like I was saying, I am starting my own garden. And this has been a journey. Let me take you back. If you guys watch my vlogs, you would know that I have killed not one, but 2 rounds of plants that I've had on my rooftop. Little background, I live in a townhouse. So my roof is like an actual rooftop, right? and it's just mine. So I have no one to blame besides myself. I actually should have lied and told you guys that I share it and like said it was my neighbor or something. I'll think about that next time. Okay, so anyways, I had probably like 7 plants up there and they died twice. And part of me wants to blame it on the ice storms that Texas saw. But the reality is I just like didn't water my plants. And that was the one thing I had to do. It's not that hard, I don't think, to keep them alive. I got pretty low maintenance plants and they died not once, but twice. So finally, when they died the second time, and as I'm currently redoing my rooftop, I was like, you know what? I'm not doing the plants, but for some reason, I'm going to do a garden. Because on my way back from LA a few weeks ago, they had no Wi Fi on the plane and my Kindle died, which is like literally my worst nightmare, as we know. So I was watching like the videos that they have on like the AA in flight thing, and they had this one called Ranch to Table. If you guys are in the airport or if you're in the plane, I highly recommend the watch. I actually would like to go back and finish it. I might do that on my way back from Nashville. And I learned so much. I'm like, this is actually like the way that I was meant to live. And I think, you know, if you're just coming across this podcast or you don't know me well, the way I talk, the way I act, the way I dress, I do wear cowboy boots all the time, but like that's the only thing. You would think that you would never catch me there. I don't know, something about ranch life, granted I am from Texas, is just calling me, okay? I'm about to be living off the land, so natural. Like, things are going to change here, okay? And I'm starting with my garden. So I decided, you know, if I'm doing a garden up there, I'm also going to do my plants. So I bought all new plants and then I left for a week. And I haven't called anyone to water my plants yet. But I will be calling Lauren after this podcast and I will say, excuse me, I need you to stop at my house today and I need you to water my plants. This is very important. But I am starting a garden. I love hobbies. I went all the way up until I went about 23 years without having a single hobby. Well, actually, that isn't fair. I did have a hobby. Like, a YouTube channel is a hobby, technically. But I made that, like, my job, right? So I needed to start things that would become a hobby. That's why I got back into reading in the way that I did. And I'm very extreme with things. I'm like, I either don't drink for 2 years or I'm, like, out closing at the bars every single night. Like, I operate in extreme. So I went from, like, reading maybe 10 books a year. I've always been a reader, probably more than that, to I read 100 books last year, okay? So I operate in extremes. And now I'm going to start a garden. My grandmother has a garden with one of her best friends. They live in this, like, apartment complex that's essentially, like, a sorority house for, like, 65 plus. Like, it's not a retirement home. It's, like, a sorority house. I'm not kidding. And they have a garden together, and they have been teaching me so much. I recently got masterclass, and I'm really looking forward to my gardening era, and I will be TikToking it. And this is going to be a journey because I'm going from killing all my plants to then starting a garden. However, things are going to be different because my garden is actually going to be practical, and I'm actually going to use everything that I will garden will be intentional and something that I use or something that will help another plant. So I actually can't mess this one up, and this is going to be a little bit expensive of a journey. And for some reason, like, if I spend money on things, I also spent money on this plant. So I was going to say, if I spend money on things, it typically makes me, like, stick to it. Like, I don't mind spending money on workout classes because they have a cancellation fee and it makes me go. You know what I mean? But apparently that's not always the case. So I'll keep you guys posted. I know that this gardening journey for me is going to work, though. Next thing. Oh, dinner parties, which I've been doing dinner parties. It's my favorite thing to do. It's the only reason I kind of want to move out of my house right now because I want a bigger place to, like, entertain. But I can use the rooftop again to bring back dinner parties. They're so fun. They're so easy. I have videos on how I host them and I can make more for the fall. So much fun. Lots of farmers market trips. I have been in my farmers market era recently. I am on this, like, peach kick. I don't know where it came from. I got peaches from the farmer's market. I was watching this masterclass and she said, go without a list. You need to feel the farmer's market. You know, like, I'm becoming, like, very woo-woo with it. And I got peaches and loved them, okay? I ran out of peaches, so I just picked them up from a local grocery store. I had a peach from the farmer's market and a peach from the grocery store. And I cut them. And I couldn't believe the difference. I'm actually becoming my mother. I was disturbed. What they are doing to the grocery stores in America is horrible. I need everything to be farm to table. This is what I'm getting at. With that being said, like, obviously I'm at grocery stores all the time, but I will tell you, there was a big difference, and I am becoming my mother. Oh, okay. More cozy nights in, as well as wild feral fall nights out. I'm going to do a clean 50-50 this year. I'm getting past, like, binge drinking. I feel like that was just, you know, when you're, like, at this age, you're going out, you drink a lot, right? And it was really fun while it lasted. I just don't think I can hang anymore, but I don't want to like give it up. But really, the farmers market on the weekends is actually like what's making me make these lifestyle changes. I can't miss the farmers market in the morning because then I'm going to be stuck with peaches from the grocery store and not peaches from the farmers market. I'm not kidding. This is really why I'm cutting back on drinking. And most people I feel like want to stay in on like fall and winter nights because it's like cozy, but I'm the opposite. I'm like, oh my God, like let's hit the town. I'm like on Henderson all the time. If you guys live in Dallas, or if you don't live in Dallas, by the way, Henderson is like where all my favorite bars are. And it's my favorite thing. But here's the issue. Like I said, I'm a very extreme person. So last year, there was not a Friday or Saturday, sometimes Sunday, sometimes Thursday night that I wasn't out. This year, I'm going to do a clean 50-50. One night out, one night in. And we're going to make our nights in very cozy. We're going to be watching Hocus Pocus. I'm saying this as like my friends are involved. They don't know yet, but I make the plans anyway, so I feel like it'll be fine. Like sweat sets, baking. Will we end up probably out at the bars later that night? Probably. Okay, but the fact of the matter is that we will also be having cozy fall nights in, and that is what matters to me. Oh, you know what I miss? A fall mall day. My friends Danielle and Brooke have been talking about this. I've seen like their TikToks about it from Gals on the Go. And I couldn't agree more. I don't go to the mall at all unless it is the fall time. You get your Starbucks, you get your Bath and Body Works candles, like you wear your Uggs, like the epitome of basic. But there's something about the mall in the fall that just hits home. Like it does something different. You can't find me there in the summer. Like I said, you can't really. I hibernate in the summer. Like there's just like nothing I want to do then. Something about a fall mall day, it's just different, okay? We're going to be moving into cultivating a fall vibe at home. So this is what I do best. I love like making my house so cozy. With that being said, I bought my house like almost 2.5 years ago, and I don't think I've finished decorating it. Not for lack of trying, and not because I don't have things there. I have gone through 4 couches because I can't decide what I want. Like it's a me problem. But I love like decorating my home. And here's how you get the fall energy. You start off with music. You have a good fall playlist. I like listening to Texas country throughout my house. Chris Stapleton's a good fall one as well. If you're not a country lover, John Mayer is good. You just find an autumn playlist and it puts you already at setting the vibe. You have to light fall candles. Get your candles wherever you want. I don't care. I have them from everywhere. I'm really not that. I mean, I am picky. I'm not really actually that picky, if I'm being honest. You have to get a fall candle. Now, this is what you have to do. You have to get a lot of different layers and a lot of different textures. You can do this very easily with blankets. I'm not someone who like decorates my house for like Halloween. I'm a crazy Christmas decorator. Like my tree is up November 4th latest. Also why I love fall. But you have to get different layers that are cozy. I also recently kind of did a little bedroom revamp and I got new bedding. My bedding, it's textured. It's beautiful. I got that from Anthropologie. And then I also use my Brooklinen quilt and like sheet set. So I have all these layers and it makes it cozier. I'm always wearing a robe. My 2 favorite robes. The first one is from Skims. It's beautiful. It's brown. It's cozy. I love it. The second one is actually a Versace robe. And it is so obnoxious and so annoying, but it was my birthday present to myself and I think I deserve it. So I have that as well, but that one's pink, so it's like more of like a summertime robe. So I'm always in robes. You just always have to be cozy. Like go the extra mile and wear the cozy matching set. It makes a difference, okay? Especially when you work from home and I'm constantly in sweaters. Also, slippers are a huge thing. Okay, and I have a few pairs of my Ugg slippers and they last you forever. And I saw they came out recently with more of a cream fuzzy slipper. And that's what gets me. When it's like brown or cream and fuzzy, I'm in. So I will be making another purchase probably today of those. So just getting a new, and like you can get slippers too for like literally $10. It doesn't have to be expensive. I'm just like extreme when it comes to fall because I live the rest of my life just like not as happy, The other thing is that I'm constantly cooking in the fall. So I'm always like making soup. Something that I do, and I've always done this since moving away from home, is that we always had ESPN playing at my house. So I'll always have like football on in the background or even like golf on in the background sometimes because it gives me that feeling of like really being at home. And I associate that more with fall, obviously because of like football season. So I always have that in the background and I'm always making a soup. Like chances are I'm pretty much always making a soup or I'm drinking a tea or I'm doing something that adds to my level of like being cozy. You also want to update your routines. Let me give you like my most recent routine, but I will say it's like it's officially fall as of like 2 days ago when I'm recording this, so I think this is gonna change. But my routines in the fall, I typically like when it's cold out to have a cozy morning in. So I will wake up, I will immediately like put my robe on, stay in my matching pajama set. I always wear Skims pajamas. I love those. And I'll go downstairs and I do my morning pages. So I will write for 3 pages straight. It just like really helps with anxiety and it like helps you like plan your day and whatever. Recently I've been making myself just one espresso shot. And if I can, if like the rooftop is fine, I'll go up my rooftop and I'll do that up there. Then I'll change into my workout clothes. I'll go work out. I'm listening to fall music during this point or a podcast. Go work out, come home, get ready, shower. Like that's a very condensed version of it. But in the fall, I do like an evening workout. I'm not normally an evening workout guy because I just like being cozy and warm at home in the morning and then like later on in the day I can do it. I have a video too of my fall night routine from this is actually 2020 and it's like so extreme. This is like before I was like I hadn't re-entered like civilization at this point. It was 2020 and we literally didn't leave my house until like 2021. So I have a whole thing where I'm more in depth, but I have my red light therapy. I have like my lights that go on. I have my reading every single night on my Kindle, the soups that I make. Like I have all of that in this video. So I think as time goes on, I can maybe give you guys a more updated solo episode on my routines in the fall because they do change season to season. But making a new routine is also very helpful. I'm going to go in and give you guys a few of my faves. Just my favorite products for the fall when it comes to home and clothing. Like I said, I always buy a new pair of Uggs. I'm buying those new ones today. Not of Uggs shoes. I mean, I don't really buy new Uggs shoes because I have the like mini ones. I have the mini ones from like 3 seasons ago though, so they're not like extra mini, but I wear them under jeans, so you can't tell anyways. But I like buying a new pair of Ugg slippers because I wear those more than I wear anything because I wear them when I'm at home 24/7, so they're actually my best buy. My staple outfit would be jeans, boots, long sleeves, and then sweaters. That's like pretty much what I wear all the time. My jeans are pretty much always Abercrombie Curve Love. Those are the best jeans. Like you can't tell me differently. I'm obsessed with them. What's awesome is that they put like an extra 2 inches on the jean, whereas like a lot of the time when you're wearing jeans, it sounds like it's an ad. It's not. A lot of the time when you're wearing jeans, it's like it either fits your butt or it fits your legs or it fits your waist. Like it doesn't fit. You have to pick 2. It doesn't fit 3. Curve Love, they've added fabric so that it does, and it's like life-changing. My sweaters, Revolver Abercrombie. The one I'm wearing right now is Abercrombie, and I just have so many. Oh, I really like Favorite Daughter too. If you're gonna splurge, those are a lot more expensive, I will say. But to me, because of how much I wear sweaters and how long they last, I will invest. Like I'm way more likely to invest in clothing for the fall than I am for the summer, unless it's a really nice dress. Because I feel like summer I dress a little bit more trendy, and the fall and winter I dress like really classic, and that is like actually my style. So I love that. Again, like in the fall, my goal is to look like Cameron Diaz in the holiday. Like I want to be wearing the Uggs with the jeans, the long sleeve with the sweater. Like that is my goal. Even in My Sister's Keeper, there's something about Cameron Diaz that I just love. And that's my goal. Like, yes, I've been dressing that way since I was like 16 years old, and she was not 16 in those movies, but it's fine. Like it's fine. You want a good scarf and sweater set. The Oakine is coming out with the best scarf and beanie set. Well, you can buy them individually too. On October 17th, we have gray and brown, and I'll be wearing them all the time. The reason that we even created this was because I had a scarf that I wore all the time last year, and there was just a few things I wanted to tweak about it, and I wanted like a better beanie. Like I just had a vision, and I've been wanting to do this since before we started. And also, here's the thing, like in the fall, you don't have to like try a ton on your outfits almost because like everything kind of works together, and it's all about outerwear at the end of the day. Like my outerwear collection, if there's one thing I'm confident in, it is my outerwear collection. It is out of this world, guys. I have the best coats ever, and let me tell you something. The best coat that I wear all the time is actually from H&M. I made the best purchase. I have a great vest from them. Not everything is like amazing from them, but like they have some great coats sometimes. I actually need to do a TikTok of like all my outerwear because that is what I'm the most passionate about when it comes to style. I love outerwear, but here's the thing: you can wear whatever. You could be wearing a sweat set underneath it. It doesn't matter. Like sweats and it literally doesn't matter what you're wearing. You look put together when you have your outerwear on, and then you have like a scarf and a beanie. Like you look very chic, and that is the goal. And you can do that for like a very good price point. You know. Oh, this is the fall of ballet flats coming back, and I have already. I think I've purchased like 3 pairs. I got a pair of the Chanel classic ones, but I got them on the Real, and you don't need to buy the Chanel ones, and you don't need to spend money. You can go. Sam Edelman has incredible ones, and I got these ones that have like fur on the inside, and you can't see it at all, so it doesn't matter. They were on sale too. I got them for like $50, and they are the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn in my life. And listen, I know there's a lot of ballet flat haters out there. I know it's coming back in style. Everyone will be wearing them within this season or the next year. I am obsessed, and they're so good for fall. Sam Edelman shoes right now, they're killing it, and they're at such a good price point, and I just love them. Also, I have done Skims everything. Loungewear, pajamas, all of my long sleeve shirts on. Guys, I'm in Nashville right now, and I somehow forgot my Skims long sleeves. I have so many Skims tops that I'll be wearing, but they're not long sleeve shirts. So like, I don't know what I'm actually might see if there's Skims at a Nordstrom near here and like pick some up because I wear them all the time. They are the best basic to have for the fall. And then also just like Skims Lounge, I wear it around my house all the time. And since I spend so much time at home, I like I don't obviously get dressed when I'm at home, but I like having a cute matching loungewear set that also takes the stress out of like putting an outfit together, even if you're leaving your house. Mad Happy sweat sets. These are expensive. When we went, I got my first one when I was in LA a few weeks ago with my friends, and we left and we're like, they actually robbed us just now because they are expensive. But I understand why they are so expensive because they are so good. Like the quality is unmatched. Like they are incredible, and I would rather invest in like a quality piece than invest in a bunch of pieces that just suck, you know? So outerwear, again, it's the most important. You want to get your coats, you want to get your scarves, and you want to get your beanies. And get a really thick scarf. Like that's the best kind, which again, we're coming out with on October 17th. But even if you don't buy from the oak kind, like get like a really thick scarf. It's the best. Home must have. So I kind of already went into like my bedding and kind of how I refresh and things. But I will also say my Our Place pot, I use that pot every single day because I'm, again, like constantly making soup. I love that pot so much. I can't even begin to describe to you. It is so worth it and it lasts forever. I also love Food 52 as a brand just for kitchen stuff. My cutting board is from them, or the one that I use the most. And then I have like oven mitts from them that are really good. So that is great. And then for my rooftop, so every year I think maybe I want to move out of my town. And by every year I mean the past 2 years. I'm like, maybe I want to move out of my townhouse and get a bigger place until the fall comes around and I gain another level of my house because my rooftop is usable again because it's not miserable outside anymore. So now I'm doing a little refresh and I got new cushions for outside. I'm doing it all on like Overstock and Amazon. Like I'm trying to keep the price down I'm not made of money, you know, like we've got to make some things inexpensive. So I've recently like gotten new cushions on everything. I've been cleaning it up. I'm getting new rugs. I'm doing like plastic rugs outside this time to see if those hold up better. But like outdoor rugs are just like a nightmare, especially when you live in Texas and your rooftop is all white. Like it's a recipe for disaster. So I am trying that, and I'm just like freshening up the space so that I use it more, and it just puts me in such a good mood. Like every morning, I immediately, like after I get my coffee and whatever, and I go upstairs, I'm put in such a good mood. So even if it's like outside, like your front porch, and you put pumpkins up there or something, like some sort of refresh outside, I just feel like that's it's a good vibe. And if you live in an apartment, maybe you have like a balcony or something, or maybe there's no outdoor space and this doesn't matter to you at all. But I love like a morning walk outside. I just like spending time outside in the fall. So I'm really trying to make sure really quickly get this rooftop ready to go so I can do my dinner parties. I can do my mornings out there. But that's kind of what I've been doing. It's like a little bit of a refresh. As far as books go, I'm not going to give you guys a book rec in this episode just because I've already done that on my Instagram. So if you go to KE Book Club, I have recs there all the time. And then on Kenzie Elizabeth, I also have an entire post that I can pin to my profile too of books to read this fall. I constantly do it for the seasons. I'll do one for winter. I'll do one for Christmas. Like I'm a big reader. So if you guys need a book club, you need to follow me. And if you live in Dallas, actually, I am hosting an in real life book club. Starting in November. We're gonna be reading Colleen Hoover's new book, It Starts With Us. And meeting I think it's November 18th or something. It's a week after the live show. So we'll be doing that. But if you just need book recs, I'm telling you, follow KE Book Club or look for my post on Kenzie Elizabeth. It's really good fall recs. Last thing I'm going to do is give you guys a few of the soups that I like to make. The first one is a recipe from the Modern Prepper. It's the Italian sausage kale tortellini soup. It is so good. I just posted a YouTube video making it my cook and chat with me video. That is my go-to soup. That is the crowd fave. Anytime a friend comes over, they ask me to make this soup. Dom refuses to make it even though it's literally the easiest thing in the world to make, but it's everyone's favorite and it is so good. I also make a bone broth vegetable chicken soup. And I do most of this with things from the farmer's market. So I get my bone broth from the farmer's market. Bone broth can be a little bit more expensive, but it's really good for you. There's so many benefits. It's also added protein. And it's great to use instead of chicken stock in a soup. I got my vegetables from the farmer's market if I can. Chicken also from the farmer's market. Kale, everything. And I throw everything that's good for you in this soup. And it's a really easy way of getting good nutrients in, but it also tastes really good and it's really easy to make. I like sweet potato anything, because if you've been around this long, you have to DM me. Do you remember 4 or 5 years ago, Keaton and I were in LA in my old apartment, and I found this recipe and I started making buffalo chicken stuffed sweet potatoes. I haven't made those in years, but we were obsessed. So maybe I should do that. I also love squash, roasted in the oven with cinnamon. That's really good. Sweet potato and cinnamon's really good. Love that. And then chili, whatever way you make your chili is the best. Chili is such a personal thing. Everyone makes theirs very different. So it's really just up to you. Anyways, that is it for In My Fall Girl Era, my favorite time of the year. I hope this gave you guys some inspo. I hope you enjoyed this episode. There is just nothing that I love more than fall. We have so much to look forward to. So if you guys enjoyed this video or this podcast episode and video, we're also available on YouTube. We're also available on Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple, everything, everywhere that you can listen to podcasts. We're there. Be sure to get your tickets for the Dallas live show November 11th. We have a Breadwinning Housewife home collection coming out in November as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I will talk to you next Thursday. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know by giving it a nice thumbs up and subscribe for more.